by nature's necessary design, of course, not everybody can be a goddamn village chief. You do need some followers. Is there any easier way to be spoken to other than having a pair of tits? No, there is no easier way on the planet, okay? You could literally be on fire and having a nice pair of tits is still the better way to get spoken to. Ooh-wee. God, come motherfucking Netica. Oh my goodness. You know, this is not my first video of the day. This isn't just some pump I got going on. This is how I motherfucking look all the time. Okay? If you pull up right now, this is how I look. You pull up tomorrow, this is how I look. You pull up in the morning before I even get things going, this is how I look. I might even be veinier more in the morning when I'm a bit more dehydrated and shit. But anyways, welcome back. GGX, straight up. And this is what we like to call alpha male advice, where you can get some advice from an alpha male. Okay? Because not everybody's an alpha male. In fact, we're a rare breed. By nature's necessary design, of course, not everybody can be a goddamn village chief. You do need some followers. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians can be a real problem. But what I want to do is make sure that you Indians out there, okay, you natives in my army, are well equipped to at least be soldiers. And to do that, we're going to start off by helping some of these lost souls of the internet become a little less lost. And by the way, check it out. We got Popeye, right? And you know what? I got to say, Olive is a little bit of a sloot. I got to be honest, okay? Bruno's always grabbing Olive's ass, just snatching that bitch up. Olive is the kind of chick, and I'm sure some of you know at least one, right? A lot of you probably know at least one. Olive is that chick who, if you listen to her story, gets roofied at every other party once a month, okay? But Popeye, I like him. He's a little gullible. Popeye could definitely benefit from some alpha male advice. But who you know stronger than Popeye? Besides yours truly. But besides me, not a whole lot of dudes stronger than Popeye. Popeye's cool, you know. Hell, he's so cool they even named a dish after him. At least I like to think that's the order that it came in. Chicken Popeye, who doesn't like, man? Alright, we're gonna roll today. So we're gonna be helping imaginary dropout. So what's so imaginary? Is your mind? Is your imaginary? Your imaginary dropping out? You don't have any imagination anymore. You just live in a world in the black and the white. You don't see any color. We're going to help you out, imaginary drop, right now. So, it's called, she canceled our first date 3 days before. And she's become ice cold after that. What should I do? Well, I haven't read it yet, but any chick who just becomes ice cold with you and cancel the date, what the fuck you doing? Maybe you do have an imagination. Hoping that she's actually going to come through. Alright, let's check it out, okay? Before I say anything, we're both 17, okay? Alright, so I've been talking with a very beautiful girl that I met on Insta. And she was one of the most energetic and fun people I've ever tested. On the 4th day, if I remember correctly, I asked out on a date and she happily accepted. In between, we were still chatting every day without getting bored. We were talking about how much we were looking forward to meeting each other for the first time, and she was really excited and told me that we will have a lot of fun. Yesterday, I texted her like we normally do, and her responses were unrecognizable. Comparing with the days before, it was as if a different person was texting me, and at some point, she hit the kick to the gut. I can't make it on Saturday. Actually, I will be out of town. I didn't cry about it, obviously understood, and I told her that when she feels she can reschedule, if she can, hit me up with a text, because my friend group is pressuring me on when to go out, and I need to sort my schedule, and she agreed. Where do I want to end up? Forget about the cancellation. I understand that why she turned so cold, though yesterday I'm trying to figure out what could it possibly be without any success. What should I do now? Should I next test her for the next couple days and see if she truly cares about me or something else? I need your advice because I really don't want to lose this girl, and it's such a shame because she was interested in me as well. Any type of advice will be largely appreciated. Okay, well, imaginary. This is a very easy one, right? You're gonna have to drop a bitch. Imaginary drop. All right, we're gonna drop a bitch. Okay. Let me just tell you what's going on, buddy. She is most likely not a she. She is most likely a he. Okay, so you're talking to some dude, and you caught feelings for a dude, more or less. Like, you didn't know it, so it's not gay. Don't worry. You don't have to go jump off a cliff or anything. You're fine. You're not gay. But what is actually happening is some pathetic guy is lonely and just wanted somebody to talk to. Kind of like you, right? You're probably lonely sometimes and want someone to talk to, especially a female. Well, there's some guys who get in an even worse shape than you, and they just want someone to talk to, and they don't care if it's female. And they know the easiest way to get someone to talk to them is to pretend to be female. And it worked, right? It is. Is there any easier way to be spoken to other than having a pair of tits? No, there is no easier way on the planet, okay? You could literally be on fire, and having a nice pair of tits is still the better way to get spoken to and to get help, mind you. So, I know you're young, you're not gonna believe me, and that's okay. So I'm gonna help you get proof. If this is indeed a girl, I got this perfect solution to you. And when I talk to any girl, anywhere, aside from obviously right in front of me, we're video chatting immediately. So what you're gonna do is just tell him, that you understand that they'll be out of town and you're not mad. You miss, I guess you can say her, because you're saying it, but just know you're saying it to him. You miss her, and you just want to do a video chat since she couldn't make the date. Now, when you say this, only thing I need you to do is, one, come back and tell me I'm right, because I like hearing that shit. But two, sit back and watch the excuses come flooding in. Because that bitch isn't going to hit the motherfucking video call button because it can't, because it's a dude. So yeah, problem solved. In the future though, like, I don't hold this against you. Like, do they teach you this in school? That the knowledge I just dropped on you, do they teach that in school? They do not. It's not your fault. The fault is on the education system and your parents. Perhaps I can even excuse your parents for this one because this is a newer technology and a newer thing that's been happening. Your parents didn't deal with this when they were dating. Okay? It happens. Back in the day, they used to call it a catfish. Now, I just called it a bunch of lame-ass bitches. Bunch of lame-ass bitches on the internet, not even being real bitches anymore. It happens. Going forward, though, let me help you out with this, right? Going forward, whenever you talk to a girl that you think is, that you're interested in, okay, that is completely fine. But what you need to do almost immediately is get her in a video call. You talk to her, you know, I wouldn't talk to a girl more than 10, 15 minutes back and forth. If you guys are hitting it off, like total texting time, like if you send like 2 or 3 messages a day and then 2 or 3 messages tomorrow, that's fine. But if you guys are like talking, you're going back and forth, hit her with the video call. And if she doesn't do the video call, she's not real, you know? It's very, very simple. Very, very simple, you know? If you want to give it, 30 minutes or even an hour of chatting, my time's a bit more valuable than yours in many ways. But if you have the time, if you want to vet a girl for half an hour to an hour of chatting, then that's your time. There's worse things you could be doing, like watching TV, I suppose. The important thing is before you start to get any type of feelings, that you've already got her in a video call. She's waved and you guys had a nice conversation. And if any chick or any dude tries to give you problems about it, just tell them it's no different than talking in person, as if you met in a grocery store. No big deal. And if they're like, oh, I'm not ready, tell her, it, them, shim, shit, it, she, it, to go put on some makeup, and then you'll wait 10 minutes. And if they don't want to wait, or if they're not going to go put some makeup on because they're not presentable to talk to you, it's a dude. And if it's not a dude, it's a low-quality chick who's not worth your time. So there you have it. You got all the sauce from a boss. And that pretty much, is the nail in the coffins if you will, for this particular interaction. I would say relationship, but shit was deceiving you. Dudes get lonely and they get desperate. You're talking to a lonely, desperate dude. Anyways, got Connecticut out. I'm going to see you in the next question because we're about to help at least one more person. Let's go. Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Are you broke? Are you not broke? Are you broker than a joke? Are you doing good? Are you not doing good in life? Well, this YouTube channel's for you. God Connecticut, the host, owner, and badass mofo of GGX straight up. Looking good in the neighborhood as always. Welcome to the YouTube channel. I'd like to give a shout out to myself for today's sponsor. Now, I want to ask everybody watching this real quick, very, very brief question. How much did you pay to watch this video? Oh, really? You don't say. Oh? That's absolutely amazing. Well, since you got in on this video at that low price, how about you do what you can to show a little love and support? Hit the subscribe button right now. Just smack it in the face like somebody told you your girlfriend's fat. Only if she isn't fat. If she is fat, just like nod and agree and then get her on some, weight loss pills and a treadmill. Get her a gym membership. Can't be walking around no fat hoes. Okay? No fat sloots. Anyways, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, show some love. Now back to the video. So let's get into this alpha male advice. So edge remote. I don't even know how those two words go together, but I guess you're on the edge of a remote island in your mind and also in your relationship. Understandable. And with that understood, let's get right into it. Question for the gents about cheating. This is going to be good. I can already look at it without reading it. It's very short and simple. Okay. I guess I am trying to understand as I try to recover from my husband's infidelity. Why did you cheat? I feel the answer may hurt me, but may benefit me too. Well, edge remote, let me help you out. Men are always going to look at girls. It's nothing personal, right? So it's funny. I was playing this game and it has a zombies mode, and you can help each other out and everything, right? And you meet random strangers and stuff like that too. So we were helping each other out, and then I was helping out some randoms. I weren't with any of my friends, and shit hit the fan. The randoms started dying. I started getting them up. There were zombies everywhere. Things are going into complete chaos. Oh my God, and I'm a G just saving lives left and right. And there was two other party members with us. And these two are significant because they were the strongest besides me. And I look up as I'm trying to help the noobs out, and I see that these two guys are missing with all the loot. I don't think anything of it. My mind is focused on getting these motherfuckers out of here. I don't want noobs dying on my watch. Not if they're with me. If you're not with me, you're dying. Hey, man, is what it is. But if you're with me, I want to keep all my people safe, just like in real life. So I'm doing what I can. So I finally managed what would be for anyone else who isn't a god impossible. But I managed. And then we're making it to the point to extract. And right when we get there, I notice these two dots in the map. That's my homeboys. Well, not my homeboys, but the two missing party members. They've already called in the extraction. And they didn't do it for us because we showed up almost in time to get there. And as the extraction comes in, I hear one of the noobs say, "Oh, are you already there? Are you leaving?" And I said, "No, man. I'm not leaving anybody behind. We got you." Little did I know, we do not got anything. I got you because those two rode off into the sunset, leaving everybody else to die. And so when I tell that story, I like to call it the nothing personal mission. That's the cool thing about multiplayer and online interactions, right? Is like some things happen and you just can't make it up. Those motherfuckers looked out just for themselves. They hopped on and fucking left the squad because they felt they were in danger. Meanwhile, I'm sticking it out, making sure I hold it down to get everybody out alive. They didn't do it because they didn't like me. It was nothing personal. So, not to say that's the correct way to handle things, but relating this back to your situation, men always look at other girls, right? Whether they're 10s or 7s. If a 7 walks in the room, and you're with your man, I assure you, not 99% of the time, but 100% of the time, her presence is noticed. To what degree? I couldn't tell you. But if a same fat bitch walked in the room right behind her or right before her, he didn't even see her. Okay? If you're ever trying to take out a man who's important, like you need like the ultimate ninja assassin to get close to him, close enough to try to like put the dagger in, you send a fat bitch because he'll never see that bitch coming from like miles away, okay? She will get within 3 feet of him before he even notices something is there if she's fat and ugly. I promise you. So, you wanted the truth. That's the truth. As far as men sleeping with a girl, right? If he notices a girl and her sexual viability, which is the only reason he would notice her, then that means, yes, he would sleep with her if given the right circumstances or opportunity, okay? Now, there's 2 types of men that you get. The scared man, who's barely a man, and maybe isn't even a man, and the man who's not afraid, who's like, yeah, bring those booties and those boobies over here, okay? There's only 2 types. The scared guy is going to run off in the shadows when you're not looking, and, satisfy whatever needs he has. The real G is going to have you on one knee and the new bitch on the other. And he's just going to be honest with everybody. Because either way, we all want the same thing as men. Even males, right? These little Redditors who don't really have a life. These guys on OnlyFans like donating shit tons of their fucking cryptocurrency. They want the same thing I do. The only difference is if I see a girl that I think looks good, I'll go up and I'll talk to her. And any girl that I'm talking to also knows that I'm talking to girls, and get them all playing together. That's a real G for you. Lowercase g is just going to do the same thing minus getting you guys playing together and also minus the honesty. And that's what you might have been experiencing. But here's the thing about your husband and a lot of husbands, right? Maybe they do run off into the shadows and they can be real men. Sometimes real men do run off into the shadows rather than being honest. But that's because men aren't taught to be men anymore. And women aren't taught to be women either, let's be honest. Boys and girls are taught just to be boys and girls going into the world. Even when they're 17, 18, 19, 20s. Like, no one teaches you how to be a real man and woman anymore. Where's finishing school? You know what finishing school was for? To finish your fucking schooling! It's right there in the words! But you don't know how to bake cakes or wear heels or do all that shit because your parents don't teach you anymore. And the schools don't teach you. Your parents are supposed to be the first line of defense into making you a viable human being for consumption by the world, okay? If you think you're not here to serve the world, then you're not a viable human. You should be giving something to the world, to the planet, to your husband. And if you can't do that, if you don't know how to do that, you're not a viable human. You're worthless. It doesn't mean you have to stay worthless, but as you are, yeah, if a meteor fell on you and you were gone, like, no big fucking loss, I tell it how it is. So what does that mean? It means that you're not prepared and it's not entirely your fault. But where it is your fault is something's off. You're not a good lady. And, that's something that males do better than females. Is that we know something is off. We know when we're not living up to the hype. A male knows when he's not a man. Even if he doesn't want to admit it. But a female can go very deep into her life before she realizes she's not a good companion, that she's not a good female. Because what makes a good female is being a good companion. Knowing how to cook, clean. Sewing is also important, These little things all add up to this big thing of being a complete female that can please and care for her man. And then you have to find a man who understands his role as being the tank, being the rock, being goddamn near unbreakable. You might be able to crack a man, but that's what his woman is there for. A man with a good woman is unbreakable because every crack gets instantly filled in and is stronger than before. But a man with a weak woman, he could break. A woman with no man, well, she's unprovided for. She's unprotected. So you see, don't let that bullshit that they try to like push in Western schools or Western society fuck up your relationship, because it will. Men are a certain way, women are a certain way. Don't deny it. Learn what it is and how they best complement each other. Now that you got a little lecture on how men and women work, right? It's quite possible that you weren't checking all the check boxes where he felt that he could be honest with you. And it's quite possible that he was never taught that his urges were natural. You think Genghis Khan had one female? Napoleon? Any of these motherfuckers? You think any Japanese or Chinese emperor had one female? No. Even to this day, in Asian countries, men have side bitches, concubines, other girls that they see, and is completely accepted by Asian women. Asian women and Asian men have no overlap of their duties. Like, they both understand firmly how they fit together, rather than trying to do some of each other's tasks or duties, placement. In the West, where they tell you men and women are the same or equal and lie to you, they fuck up your relationships because your man doesn't feel he can come to you and be like, you know, from time to time, there's other girls that I find attractive. Just want to take them for a test drive. You're still the main bitch. You the bomb. I ain't going fucking nowhere. The way you cook, clean, take care of me in the bed, outside the bed, the way we do things together, play video games together, take trips together, see the world together. Girl, you mine. And just, you know, renting some shit over here from Blockbuster. The Western society won't let men say that comfortably. But you can't change human nature. Right? Right? So even though they can't say it, they just go do it. Prime example. So Hollywood wants to push a narrative about LGB and all that shit, right? So they spend all this money to try to like push a narrative, hoping that people will eventually just bite, right? They want to push feminism, so they come out with like, what is it? That Marvel show with the female superheroes, right? They get that one Budweiser dude who thinks he's a girl to be like a mascot for, it might have been Men's Day or Women's Day or something like that. So Hollywood, as much as they want to push a narrative down the throats of people, spending literally billions to convince you that you're not a man or that you're not a woman or that they're both like interchangeable. Billions! Do you understand what the B is for? Billions, maybe even trillions at this point, to convince you otherwise, and to make movies that would push a feminist agenda. Just think about it, because I'm not off subject. You hear me talking about everything but what she asked at the moment is not off subject. All the billions and possibly trillions they spend to get you to buy a narrative that isn't true. And guess what? Nobody buys a beer that the dude who dresses as a chick endorsed for Women's Day. People boycott it, in fact. You make a lame superhero show with these ugly to mid level of attraction chicks. Ugly to mid chicks. And nobody buys the tickets. You make movies with feminist agendas. Like, what is it? Guardians or something like that? Another Marvel movie. Marvel's been on one for a minute and fucking their legacy up. And nobody sees their movies. It doesn't matter how much they spend or how much they try to force feed you. Your human nature is that men are men and they're strong. Women are women and they're feminine. Boys blue, girls pink. And it doesn't matter what anybody says or how much money they spend. It doesn't change that. Because guess what? You put these mid chicks that should resonate with the average female as they think. Well, guess what? The average female isn't pretty. And these actresses who they have playing superheroes aren't super. And they're not pretty. And guess what? It just so fucking turns out that men aren't the only ones who like hot girls. Your average chick wants a girl that she can look up to as well. And girls look up to pretty and hot. It's true. It's not just men being men. Girls also like better looking girls. Men like stronger men. We can't look up to some guy who can't bench press some shit. You know, how John Wick gonna be a fucking assassin if he's fucking roly-poly fat? How Batman gonna be out saving the night, hand fighting fucking hordes of bad dudes, if he looks like he fucking rolled out of bed and didn't take a shower and is an average Redditor, you know? No. Nobody's looking up to a fat ass roly-poly Batman, okay? Nobody's looking up to Wolverine who doesn't look like he could go feral. And nobody's looking up to some mid-level chick who looks like she needs to be working at Macy's. And not even in the jewelry department. She's just cleaning the women's restroom, okay? No. No and no. And it's not just me telling you this. You said the same thing because you didn't buy the tickets to see the sorry-ass movie. You didn't go buy the thing that they were advertising to you. You didn't want to support the beer for Women's Day that had some guy saying that he was just like you. It's biology, you idiots. So don't get mad at me when you are sitting up there not buying the thing, not supporting the thing, and watching everyone else boycott it. It's a fact. All this literally goes back to why men cheat. Okay? No, I don't think cheating's good because I'm all about honesty. I think you need to be a motherfucking G from day one. But the reason why men do these backhanded, sly things is because they aren't taught to be honorable. They aren't taught that, yeah, you're going to have urges. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, look out for your main girl. They're taught to be these little wimps. And so you get, you know what you get with a wimp? You get wimpish behavior. Are you fucking surprised? You get wimpish behavior out of a wimp. What happens when someone has something that they really like, but they're too afraid to protect it? Well, you don't just let it go. You get sneaky. If you're not strong enough to protect something, then you try to find other ways to get what you want, right? If you're not strong enough to keep something, you try to find other ways. And eventually, if you can't, then you can't. But no one just like fucking doesn't try. Thus a lie. Because that's the easy answer. Oh, I didn't do it. You got a video of me? Didn't do it. Right? There's that song by Shaggy way back in the day. She said she caught me cheating. Caught me on the counter. It wasn't me. Caught me in the bedroom. It wasn't me. What more do you want? When you don't teach men that it's okay to be men, they're still going to do men shit, but they're going to do it like a little bitch. And when you don't teach females to expect this behavior from a man, where they're going to pressure a guy who's not quite developed into his manliness to be more like what they heard about in school, to be more like what Disney has told them a guy is like. And by the way, Disney's trying to even remove princes from Disney. You remember the prince and the princess? They're trying to get rid of the prince. That's the state of the West right now. And you wonder why your relationships are fucked. Because no one's going to teach you but me. Not even your own parents. So, why? That's why. How to prevent it? Just know how men and women operate. I know it doesn't feel nice in the beginning. But let your man know that you understand that he might want to see other girls. And don't make him feel ashamed. And don't make him feel like you don't understand. Because it's not just him. Like I said, it's the guy taking the fucking groceries out of the grocery store. It's the pizza delivery dude. And it's the guy with the yacht. All wanting the exact same thing. All approaching the situation in the beginning the exact same way. Which is giving girls who are hot attention. The only difference is how they handle it after the attention. Because a chick walks in and she's a fucking 8. She looks like some Insta thought that he liked and maybe even subscribed to. You think she gives him the time of day? He's not going to be like, yeah, maybe I could get your number and we could keep talking. Like, are you stupid? Of course he is. And if he gets her number, why? You think it's so he can play backgammon with her? Be honest with yourself. The man with the yacht and the jet gets the Insta Thoughts number. The pizza delivery boy gets the Insta Thoughts number. The only difference is that the man with the yacht might not actually fuck her. Because he gets so many bitches already. But that pizza delivery boy who got the Insta Thought number, he's in it the moment he gets a chance. And the only one who's going to tell you different is someone who wants to lie to you. Now that I laid out the truth, I was actually going to end it there, but let me help you out. It doesn't mean that men and women aren't compatible, and it doesn't mean that you aren't compatible with men. It means what you've been told isn't compatible with men. And guess what? We've been hearing a lot about you too. And apparently, you as a female can be just like us. So we're hearing lies on our end too, okay? I'm here to clear out the communication so that all that static and noise is gone and that you can hear the truth and appreciate it. Men and women are different. We fit together like yin and yang. The only thing similar in us is just like the yin and yang, and it's that tiny dot in both sides of the black and the white. That's the only thing that's similar with us. That and how we curve to perfectly fit each other. It's a beautiful thing, but modern Western media wouldn't have you listen to that. If you really want to know how relationships work, how men and women fit together like a perfect puzzle piece, you have to look to the East. You have to look to Japan, China, because those are places where men and women fit together very well. Women are treated very nicely, like princesses, and men still have their warrior duties, although in this time in society is not so much a gladiator type role, but it is one of protection in many different roles. That, yes, extends to physically protecting your woman, but in general, as we all know, there's many challenges that come with the day-to-day, and if you have a real man, then he'll get answers for those challenges. He may not have every answer as it happens, but a real man will fucking find the answer to keep him and his women safe. So, that's a very comprehensive answer to your very simple question, because even though it's a simple answer, because of what you've been told, you now need the comprehensive version of it, okay? So now you have it, an alpha male advice, giving it to you. Real, sometimes not nice, okay? But you got the truth. And with that, you can build upon your future. And in your future relationships, you know what to expect, because, men and women, even though they like to think themselves different from each other, like each man wants to think that he's very different, and each chick wants to think that she's very different. They're not. Men are different from each other, but only in a bubble, right? There's only so many different types of men, and there's only so many different types of women. And all of each side is very much like their respective side. A lot of overlap, okay? So when you get into your next relationship, or if you and your husband, it seems like you guys are still together, calm down. Let them know that you understand this is kind of how men are. And in fact, watch this video with them, okay? Because I've done some counseling, therapy, some advice for people that I know in my personal, not on YouTube life, right? And I say shit that I know is true pertaining to the man and the woman. And when I get done saying the thing I say, I'll say humbly, hey, I just said all this shit, right? You correct me if it's not right. If I said something not right, am I lying? I don't even say if I'm lying, right? Because I don't want them to feel intimidated like they're calling me a liar. But I'll be like, hey, look, I just said this thing. If it's not right, correct me. It's okay. And, the guy will be like, yeah. He just didn't want to say it because he doesn't want to look like the bad guy. He doesn't know that other men even think like this, that it's okay. And then I'll say some stuff for her too. And it will pertain. I'll be like, now you let me know if that's wrong. And she'll be like, no, that's right. That's right. No one's teaching you guys shit. They just want to feed you their force-fed bullshit and hope you eat it and then regurgitate it to others. And a lot of you do. But here you go. Now you have the truth. Show this video to them. Sit down together and watch it without shame. Watch it without ridicule. And watch it knowing that, for once, someone, me, God, Kinetica, subscribe to the channel, by the way, has laid the truth out for you in a way that you can digest. And you can look each other in the eyes and be like, hey, was he telling the truth? Is that true? See each other's reaction, straight up. Everyone following, everyone watching the video, everyone who's watching the video and not following, yeah, I see you too. We help these people so that I can also help you learn from what they're going through, learn from their mistakes, just learn. And with every video that you watch, get a little bit better. Because I'm not here just to help them, but I'm also here to help you. And remember, subscribe and share so that other people can learn. We can literally make the world a bit better of a place if we overcome their hypocrisy and their lies with the truth. I'm going to see you in the next video. And as long as you're watching, I'm going to be making God Connecticut out.
The people are retarded.